أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. The involvement of digital platforms, the virtual world, augmented reality, online libraries, and webinars are the new chalk and board of education system, while search engines have become our new library. So as we find ourselves treading on the path of digital innovation almost on a daily basis in our lives, Muslim Kids TV thought it beneficial to see how our global pioneers in education and Islamic learning are taking the lead. We endeavor to see how the Islamic schools are making things click in the education industry digitally. And for this, we have with us Mr. Ali Kadri, who is the CEO of the Islamic College of Brisbane that offers high-quality education to more than 1,400 students at both primary and secondary levels. Mr. Ali has to his credit a master's in business administration from the Charles Sturt University, a master's in professional accounting from James Cook University, and a graduate certificate in international relations from the Griffith University. Mr. Ali has had a successful career as an entrepreneur with business interests in vocational education, accounting, and information technology sectors. Mr. Ali has also served on the board of various governmental and non-governmental organizations and regularly features on various current affairs and news shows as a passionate activist for human rights, social cohesion, and race relations. Mr. Ali believes that educating the next generation is the best way to ensure the progress and growth of our community. I am so excited and humbled to have you with us, Mr. Ali Kadri, our esteemed guest for the day. That is quite a resume you've got going on over there, mashallah. How are you doing today?
Thank you very much for having me, sister. It's an honor and a pleasure. I'm good, alhamdulillah. We're in Queensland, in Brisbane, and it's quite a sunny day as usual. So it's been a good day, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So my name is Safa Ahmed, and let us begin our session for today with a hadith that we are constantly reminded of. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has stressed the acquisition of beneficial knowledge for all. Can you share with us some prospects and challenges of Islamic education in Australia and globally?
There are definitely challenges when it comes to educating Muslim kids in an environment or in a country which is predominantly non-Muslim. And that comes with its sets of challenges. And at the same time, there are certain principles which we need to learn while we're in our schooling process to be able to handle ourselves in this environment and navigating in this environment. Because historically, Muslims have lived and thrived in multi-faith environments, and not only just have been the recipients of the benefit of living in a country which is non-Muslim, but also have been a great contributors to those societies and countries. And that all starts with getting proper education in our institutions, where we prepare the kids not only in how to navigate in the world or in the Islamic world, but also navigate in the world they find themselves into, where Muslims are, or Islam is not a predominant faith.
Education is key, be it Islamic or non-Islamic. Education has always been propositioned at the highest priority for Muslims, alhamdulillah. I wanted to know, during unprecedented times such as the merciless COVID and all that it brought upon humanity, how would you best describe the challenges that you faced as educators and as well as the CEO that you are pre and post-COVID, and how they helped shape your vision of what success could look like for the Islamic College of Brisbane?
I don't think anybody was prepared, let alone the educators, for what we went through. The biggest challenge, I would say, was overcoming that mindset, that barrier individuals have, and teachers who have been teaching for a long period of time in a certain way. And almost overnight, they were asked to change everything they did, the way they did, into something completely new and into a virtual environment. And that was quite difficult. Once you overcome that mental barrier of changing things, then the next part is to provide, professional development and PD, because let's face it, technology moves faster than anything. While a lot of educators do their best to keep up to date with the current technology, it's not always possible, when it comes to using various multimedia apps, webinars, or whatever we have in terms of, digital communication. So that was the challenge number 2, and that required a lot of communication. Now, obviously, there were a lot of lessons learned, especially when it comes to interactive learning content delivered online, that they can not only just be used online, but when we went back to normal. And where we are at the moment is Islamic College of Brisbane, inshallah, will be the first Islamic school in Australia to apply for a distance education campus. So for those who know about Australia, it's a very big country, and Muslims are spread across the breadth and the width of this country. So there are Muslims living in some regional towns who don't have access to Islamic schooling. And a lot of them do homeschooling. So inshallah, with this initiative, we'll be able to reach them. And that idea came out of COVID with the success we had delivering online. So, while it was a calamity, but, every challenge is an opportunity to learn something new and grow.
Teachers have been no less than warriors in this difficult time, and they have incorporated digital learning so well. It is not a minor task to do, but they have always been cooperative, alhamdulillah, for that. So speaking along those lines, technology, of course, is making it easier than ever for students to learn online. We've incorporated many new ways in which we can impart quality education to the children. Has the Islamic College of Brisbane made a jump into digital learning? And if it has, in what way? And if not, how do you plan to enforce digital learning?
Before COVID, we kind of had a strategy or a plan to go digital and try and be paperless by 2025, inshallah. This is the first year where every single child has a device in the classroom as well. We have done away with the physical paper books and moved to online libraries. The kids, both from the year 3 level onwards, are accessing digital libraries. Obviously, teachers are working day in, day out to incorporate information technology in their lesson planning and consider those IT resources and requirements which are such key in delivering lessons. And then the next step would be to reach out to instructional designers to design some interactive, easy-to-use content for all subjects and lessons, and be pioneers in that sense. And if it has to be augmented reality, it has to be augmented reality. We're not afraid to try.
Absolutely. Even with the students, there was a survey that said that 95% of students preferred online education rather than campus education. Of course, views are divided on this, on how much is good enough for these kids. Is it really possible to envision 100% online Islamic school in the near future? What are your views regarding this?
I don't think it will suit every single child. I think that certainly is an option, an only option for certain people, as I said earlier. I think for a foreseeable future, we will have some sort of an hybrid model where, face-to-face learning will not completely disappear. Even if it becomes paperless, there will be face-to-face delivery of the lessons. The whole concept of knowledge and education is also changing because the knowledge was effectively confined or learned by a few people through the books and then imparted to a few group of people in a certain period of time at a certain place. That's no longer the norm. You could go out online and seek an answer to any question you may have. You can effectively learn anything or self-teach yourself anything. So even the role of teaching and learning is shifting. And I think the future will look like, I believe, where teachers will take on more of a facilitator's role, where from their experience on how and where to gain the knowledge, they will then be able to guide the students to how and where to get the knowledge and then supervise and assess that knowledge. So I think we're living in exciting times. I think, alhamdulillah, the information is everywhere. It's just that we need to now learn how to, critically analyze that information and not just be simple consumers of it.
Of course, online education is in its nascent stages, and we're only improving along the way. Inshallah, we'll do something conducive for Islamic education in this direction. So we're going to keep this engaging conversation going, but we're going to take a short break and we will be back and keep this conversation moving ahead.
Unlock the love of Islam in your children and open their imagination and hearts. Muslim Kids TV brings together thousands of the best animations, videos, games, ebooks, and Islamic resources for you and your family.
I am a Muslim. I am a Muslim. Let's go. I am a Muslim. Look at me. I am kind to
Enjoy the best Islamic children's animations and videos exclusively on www.muslimkids.tv.
happy. I am a Muslim. Look at me. I am a Muslim. I am a Muslim. I am a Muslim. I am a Muslim.
Stimulate your child's learning with the largest collection of Islamic-themed video games.
Ramadan has come and gone. Eid has dawned upon us. Thank you, Allah, for this blessing.
Thousands of ebooks celebrating the Islamic history, culture, and values.
Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. Eidun Sa'idun, Yawmun Farhanun, Yawmun.
Unleash your child's creativity through endless hours of to-do-it-yourself activities.
Yawmun Jamilun, Yawmun Farhanun, Eidun Sa'id, all over the world and there's people say
Keep the Quran close to their hearts with our special Quran app.
it's a time of brotherhood, a time of peace. Muslims are singing praises to Allah, Allahu Akbar, Allah.
Muslim Kids TV is developed by leading educators and supervised by a community of religious scholars from around the world.
Elevator, can you think of anything neater than parties in the streets, hugging friends and so much to eat? The food's much sweeter now that Ramadan's completed.
Loved by families, educators, and especially children.
Come celebrate Eid with me. It's time to have a big party. Wear nice clothes and eat some.
Muslim Kids TV is available where you want it and when. Enjoyed on mobile, web, and on leading smart TV brands.
Muslim, look at me. I am a Muslim.
Your whole family can watch anytime, anywhere.
I am a Muslim. I am a Muslim. I am a Muslim.
Muslim Kids TV, building a better Muslim generation.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome back. We are keeping this conversation moving ahead. Now, speaking about the unpleasant aspects of digital technology, which are many, of course, kids nowadays have more challenges than before. They are easily influenced by external sources available online as soon as they leave school. So how can educators make sure kids are not influenced by the ill effects of digital technology?
Obviously, the information technology, the digital age is, while a blessing, but is also a huge challenge. And the biggest challenge, I believe, is how to identify its useful means and then realize that there are certain dangers and limit that. So that has to be a collective approach, which I believe schools, the educators, and the parents have to work together on. Part of this solution is educating and having that conversation with those young people and making them realize the consequences of the short-term boost they get in dopamine, whether by sharing something, whether by posting something online or consuming something online, which they shouldn't. We have a beautiful faith. We're never discouraged from benefiting from something which comes from Allah, but we are asked to be cautious when we utilize that. And overconsumption that's why discouraged, So I think keeping to that principle, we could connect to those two principles together, and I guess come to an understanding that while this is a blessing and we should not shut ourselves from it, we should at the same time learn how to consume it in a positive manner within the guidelines of our faith and what's good for us.
Teenage years are a catch-22 situation always. May Allah make it easy for all of us. Every Every day is what we make of it. We don't just wish for it, we work towards it. So who better than yourself to help us draw motivation with your personal and professional success stories so that we can all celebrate your winning globally? Can you let us in on a few of your success stories?
I came to Australia when I was in my late teens, early 20s. So coming to Australia, I kind of different culture, come from India, came here by myself to Australia, did my master's in business, successfully completed that from Charles Sturt University. I spent 20 years in this country, which is almost half my life. In these 20 years, alhamdulillah, not only just professionally, but more importantly, I've been able to contribute and give back to the community, where I've had many successes in not only just bringing different Muslim communities together, but also Muslim and non-Muslim communities together and build better understanding, where I've been able to bring people to the mosques when they had no idea about what Muslims are, and in fact, sometimes have negative opinions of us. And simply bringing them in and having a conversation and not really talking to them to educate, but let that experience do the talking. I am in a position where not only can I just benefit myself personally or have personal successes, but help and assist people is what I think is the biggest success I've had. The wider circle you draw around yourself and the more people you benefit, the path to Jannah becomes that easier.
Islam is not just about preaching. Islam is about living Islam. And as Muslims, we should always strive in that direction. We become role models for others to let in on our beautiful religion. Alhamdulillah. So as we come to the final leg of this conversation, setting an example henceforth, what can fellow educators the world over learn from you?
The world is changing, world keeps on changing. While it's comfortable to do what you've been doing for so many years, there is always nothing wrong in trying something new. I mean, still waters do get dirty. Flowing waters always remain clean. We should try new innovative things and be leaders in whatever we do. One of the things I'm really excited about is some of my students in year 9, 10, and myself, we're working on the first non-fungible token or NFT project on blockchain. And that's something new, which most people will not understand, but we're not afraid to try. And we're not afraid to engage in something new because we were the pioneers and we could once again be the pioneers in whatever field we choose to be as Muslims, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So taking from your own words, to change not only what we learn, but also how we learn it is, of course, the need of the hour. Mr. Ali, it's been an absolute honor being on this side and hear you share your views and opinions on what digitalized Islamic education holds for our children and the bright prospects that you hold for the future role models of our community. We want to thank you from the bottom of our heart. The pleasure has been entirely ours. With the reins in your hand, we are rest assured that our kids are in excellent hands. Alhamdulillah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you and your family with excellent health and halal wealth and to cause all that you've done to be sadaqah jariyah for you and your entire family. Ameen. Jazakallah khairan kathiran for your time and effort. And with this, we come to the end of an insightful meeting. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Assalamu ala al-mursaleen. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
Thank you very much, sister.